today for our very last Africa Matters event of the 2015-2016 school year. So thank you for coming, especially in this last week of classes. So I'm Jennifer Lofgren. I teach here in the History Department in the program of Global Regional Studies, and we've been holding these events throughout the course of the year, sponsored by the History Department and GRS and SOLA and CCIE and so on. And this last event, I'm very pleased to have with us Bibene. He is an MFA student in dance here at St. Mary's. He is originally from Congo-Brazzaville, where he has a BS in economics from Marion Nairobi University. He got his dance career started off in France, where he came third in Dance Africa in 2006, and has since then been launched his professional dance career. He is also a writer and curator of the Mugwanje Square Arts Festival, which is since 2011, which is usually held in November. And today he is going to be talking about the NKISI NKONDI, and his presentation is entitled Presenting NKISI NKONDI, a Divine Sculpture from Central Africa. So please welcome our speaker, Bibene. Thank you.
Hi everybody, how are you doing?
Good.
I'm so happy, very excited to be here and to present the NKISI NKONDI. I'm going to do my best to breathe and not to shake, because it's always a stressful moment in front of an audience. I'll try not to be so intimidated and hold my words and not lose my English. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. So we're going to make a journey to Central Africa and visit this sculpture, which is called the NKISI NKONDI. I call it a journey because not it will be a journey for you, but it's also a journey for me, because this sculpture, when it was in practice, it was in the 19th century, so none of us was alive, maybe, different way. So we're gonna make a journey, and I would like to present this NKISI NKONDI sculpture to you. As you can see, it's presenting NKISI NKONDI, a divine sculpture from Central Africa, and it is a power figure, as the first page of my PowerPoint say. And I have my PowerPoint, so I'm gonna be scrolling to the next page. So the next page, it's about me. Jennifer said a little bit about me already, but I allowed myself to present myself a little bit more. So I'm Bib. Bib is my nickname or my stage name, but my first name is Chanel, like Coco Chanel, the perfume. And Chanel, Bibene, Bungwanza, but everybody calls me Bib. I am a choreographer and performer working in theater and contemporary dance. Before I actually danced, I used to be an actor. I still act somewhat, just because when I moved here, English was, I could not actually speak like this in front of anybody when I moved here, and I had to learn English, and there was no way for me to act in a language that was not, I had to think about words, and that was not really an option for me. I just to not act anymore really. So I'm doing mostly dance, and my own technical and aesthetic sensibility is rooted in the culture of dances of my country of origin, which is the Republic of Congo. So I have performed and to work internationally with companies and choreographers from Africa, England, Europe, and yeah, I've been lucky to visit places around the world and perform in many stages. And I am a director of Kiandanda Dance Theater. So Kiandanda is the name of my dance company, and actually Kiandanda is the name of my late mother, because my mother passed away as I was young. I really didn't grow up with her, so I just thought like I'm going to bless my company by naming the company after her. And so I launched, as Jennifer said, Arts Festival events. It happens every year in San Francisco. It's a festival not just for dance. We have dance, music, spoken words. So everything in the festival for me, it's always been the idea, because when I moved to America, the place was so diverse. It was people from all over the place. And I found that very interesting to be in this country. At the same time, there was a lot of conversation about racism in this country. Oh my God. And I thought that I'm going to create something that can get people together, because the more we have events like that, bringing people together, that promotes diversity, that's what I believe in, diversity. So in this event, it's like multidisciplinary art forms and also diversity. We make sure in the programming we have artists from all different origins. And this year the event won't happen because, as Jennifer said, I'm in grad school and I will be so busy that there is no way I can order the festival this year, so I will skip it and just order it next year after I graduate. So yeah, so it happens in the Bay Area. So again, outside of my professional writer, I went to school, economics. In high school, I was all about, I was a scientist, I was all about math, chemistry, and physics when I was in high school. And transitioned to college, I went to did the economics, economics, my BS, and I went for my master's in finance, which I didn't complete just because dance now pulled me, and I had a hard time to deal with that. And 10, 15 years later, there was no way for me going back to be a scientist or physics. I'm a dancer doing this, what I'm doing. Thank you, let me play program. I see the directors here. Yeah, so now I am here. I'm at St. Mary's, and I'm blessed to be here. So, okay, that was about me. Okay, I wanted to present you just the word map, that which you know. And before we go into the conversation about the NKISI, I thought like going through the historical, like kind of locating places. So, you know, for those who don't know, you have an idea what we're actually talking about. At least visually, you know which journey, where we're going for in our journey. So this is the word, you know, and you and I, we are somewhere around here, California. Yeah. So our journey will take us right part over here on this continent. This is Africa, of course, and we're gonna go into Central Africa, which will be here. That's we're gonna go back, go again, and this is so this is Africa as we have the world as we have it today, and this is the African maps. So before colonization, because everything changed after colonization. So you can tell just one the difference here. When you look at this map here, you have different countries, like, you know, Nigeria, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. It's really divided with borders and everything. But when you go back in time, there were pretty much no clear borders in a way. The borders, Africa was made of empires and kingdoms, like big kingdoms. I know a lot of time we easily refer to the Egypt as the big civilization of Egypt. Egypt was not alone. There was you know, the civilization like in Timbuktu, that's like West Africa. They have the empire Timbuktu empire, and in Central Africa we have different kingdoms. Different kingdom, from the Kingdom of Congo, of Luan, Kingdom of Teke, and you go more west, you have like all the West African imperial system. So that was really way back in the 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th centuries. That's it was a different big empires and kingdoms, big and small, and of course ruled by king, ruled by imperialists, and that's the story of the world. So I have, and now we have the African map after colonization. Of course, when the Europeans came to the coast of Africa, or to Africa, in 1884, there was a big conference we call the Berlin Conference that was held in Berlin, and that's where a lot of Europeans, after they had sent missionaries or just explorers to go see Africa, so they, it's the history, it's the rapport of force, and then they had a conference where they decided that certain parts of Africa will belong to this country, this European country or that European country. And you can tell here, I will start with Central, the Congo, Republic of Congo, which was colonized by the French, and the Democratic Republic of Congo was colonized by the Belgians. And we had the Spanish, we had Germans, British, and you can see a lot of French colonies. And after French, the British colonies, as you can tell in the map, and then the Portuguese, a little bit, two or three. And the only nation that was not colonized was here, and that's called Ethiopia. There was no colonized for. I will not go deep into historical fact, but of course colonization happened through a lot of battles, physical battles and idealistic battles, but somehow Ethiopia could resist the invaders, and Ethiopia was the only nation, only country, land that was not colonized. So you're ready for history, but this is just the grand African map as we know today. This is Republic of Congo. The capital of the Republic of Congo is Brazzaville, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, the capital is Kinshasa, and we have Cameroon, Central Africa, Gabon, and Angola. So I will be focusing just on Central Africa, and I will tell you why I'm focusing here. And you have the rest of the Africa countries. Africa has today 54 countries. So it used to be 53, now 54 because of Sudan. Sudan used to be just one country, Sudan, but recently they became South Sudan and North Sudan that added to another country to the African continent. So I want to say one thing because I'm from the continent, because I hear this a lot of people ask, oh, where are you from? I'm from Congo, are you from Africa? But it's actually a continent, it's not a country. It's a continent with like these many countries, and each country has its specificity. So so this is and now I will say a little brief history about the Congo people. So again, let me go back again just for a second. We are here in Central Africa. The Congo people are found in Angola, in Democratic Republic of Congo, in Republic of Congo. There is a small country here, it's called Gabon, and another is it's an enclave of Angola, it's called Cabinda. So basically the Central Africa is a place where you find the Congo people. The Congo people are defined by, usually people they speak, they're all Bantu. First of all, the Bantu is a group of people. We have the Bantu, the Bushmen. As you go west, it's just the features of the body, the face. I'm sure Miss Jennifer knows more about it than me, than I do, for having investigated, studied this. But the Bantu people are mostly found in Central Africa, some countries in West Africa like Nigeria, Ghana. It's just like because the features of how we look at the physiology of the people living from different parts, geographically part of the world. So the Congo people are mostly found in this region. So the Congo people are also known as the Bakongo people, and I am part of the Congo people. And in terms of ethnic groups, my mother is called Bakongo, is from the Bakongo, like purely Bakongo, Congo people, and my dad is from this ethnic group called the Tangi group. So, yeah, that was just brief. So, yeah, the Congo people are known as the Bakongo people. They arrived in the region of Congo River around 500 years ago BC, so I guess before Christ. So by the late 14th century, there were many Congo kingdoms. There were, including the Kingdom of Congo, which was the biggest kingdom in Central Africa. And that kingdom included what we have today, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Republic of Congo, Angola, a little bit of Gabon and Cameroon. That was like a big kingdom back in the day. Of course, for time, battles, and it was destroyed. So, and it was included the Kingdom of Congo. We have the Ngoyo, the Vungu, and the Kakongo. So the Portuguese came to the coast of in the 1482 and began diplomatic relationship with the Congo. This included sending Congo nobles to visit the royal court in Portugal. The Portuguese tried to convert the Congo peoples to Christianity. The Congo leaders were quickly converted by Christian missionaries, and after much controversy, King Alfonso, I think I should let you read this. I should not be reading this because it's so ridiculous. But anyway, so it's just for everybody, and excuse my accent. So King Alfonso I triumphed, and the Congo became a Christian kingdom. Because of this shift to Christianity, there were many changes to the art forms in the Congo. In 1568, Congo peoples were invaded by the Jagas or the Yaka. The Yaka is an ethnic group and back home too, kind of a big ethnic group. And the Congo were forced to look to the Portuguese for help, which ultimately allowed the Portuguese to establish a colony on Congo's territory in 1577. In 1665, there was a battle on Anguilla in which a Portuguese-led army from Angola defeated the Congo. So this battle of Anguilla, or sometimes we call Anguilla, is maybe the biggest battle that happened back there, that allowed, actually after the defeat, that allowed the Portuguese, I think there were also the French in the battle, that allowed, of course, the colonization of the kingdom. So the Congo peoples never regained the former power. In the ensuing years, the Congo alternately fought for and against the Portuguese. They were eventually colonized in 1885. Most African nations fought and gained independence in the 1960s. So as you can tell, from 1885 to the 60s, that's where Africa, most of the African nations became independent. So now this is a Central Africa map. I want to show you, see all the one in colors here. That's the central one. I say Central Africa. That's the country is in color. That is Central Africa, considered as Central Africa. So which is as Chad, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Republic of Congo, Gabon, Democratic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Angola. And this is again just going back in time, the people of Congo, where you can find where, when we talk about the Congo, the people of Congo, where they could be found. And this is a much more detailed map of the people of Congo with ethnic groups. And this is, I like to present this because it's about Congo, and we have the Republic of Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo. These two Congos were one Congo, and we are divided by a river. There is a, when you put them together, there is a Congo river called the Congo River, maybe one of the biggest rivers in the world, and second powerful river in the world after the Amazonia. So, and I want you to give a brief history, tell a little bit about the Republic of Congo. The region is dominated by Bantu speaking tribes who built trade links leading into, I'll give you just 1 second to read this. Just 4 facts about the Republic of Congo. And Brazzaville, the capital, is where I was born and raised.
You were born, excuse me, where?
Excuse me?
Where were you born?
Yeah, Brazzaville, the capital city of the
Okay.
Republic of Congo. I was born here.
What's their official language in Brazil?
The official is French.
French?
And then the second, we have the official language in Brazzaville is French. And then we have these 2 other officials, Monokutuba and Lingala. Those are like 2 in total 3 languages spoken all throughout the territory of the Congo.
Did you speak all 3?
Yeah, I speak 6 languages, sir. So now this is the Democratic Republic of Congo. So this is just a neighboring country, and I'll give you another minute to just read it. You read in the Republic of Congo we had about just a minute. Yeah, about 62 spoken languages and over 100 ethnic groups. And in Democratic Republic of Congo, they have about 250 ethnic groups. So you can tell how many languages and dialects you can get from that. And the Democratic Republic of Congo is, I think, the second or the third largest country, most populated country in Africa. After, I think it's the first is, Ethiopia and Nigeria, and then DRC. If I'm not wrong, yeah, I think so. Okay. So, so I was just trying to give you a perspective of, showing you the map, Republic of Congo, the Congo people, the Bantu. I'm sorry if it's going a little too fast, but we can always come back as we start now delving into the NKISI NKONDI figure itself. We can always come back and, I will get getting questions. This is it's a talk. We can, as I get the questions, we can always come back, go back to where we started. So I will give you just a few seconds to look at this figure, and I will ask you what comes in your mind when you look at the figure. If anybody has any thoughts or anything, you can tell me.
Sharp teeth.
Excuse me?
Sharp teeth?
Sharp teeth. Yeah, yes, please.
Religious icon?
Icon?
Yeah, religious figure.
Religious icon. Any other thoughts? If not, that's okay. So this is the NKISI NKONDI, the sculpture. So this one here is slightly different from that one. This one here has the beard, and this guy doesn't, and I will explain to you why. And before we move on, presenting you So the NKISI NKONDI was found in Central Africa. It was a sculpture that was specific to Central Africa. So which, as you saw, which Central Africa, which included the Congo people, which was scattered all over the Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo. And since Democratic Republic of Congo was the largest country, these NKISIs were mostly found, a lot of them were mostly found in the Democratic Republic of Congo just because of the large number of the ethnic groups that practiced the NKISI NKONDI rituals. And there were many of them in forms and in shape, which I will show you. So this is another NKISI NKONDI form, and in the hand I have references. Most of these NKISIs are found today in Europe or here in America in museums. So you find a lot of them in Metropolitan Museum. This one here is this one was collected by Gilles Gardino area. The origins are known, and it's found. I guess this one is Rome, and one over there in Linden, you can find in Linden Museums, Stuttgart. So a lot of these NKISIs are really scattered in museums or private collectors have them. So this is another form. You're gonna see they vary in terms of form. They vary a little bit. They have similarity, and I will be telling you why. Just I want to tell you, just look at them as they are. And so they vary in size. And this is another one. I was telling you, sir. One is that one's a museum in Boston. Found in Boston. I don't know. You know, the museum, they change exhibitions all the time. Sometimes they travel. They can be in one exhibition there in one museum. Sometimes they go in another museum and exchange arts. These are all the forms you can see as we're going through the slides. Different shapes, different you know, numbers of nails. This is also NKISI NKONDI, and now it's the dog, represented as a dog. This is still the dog, and this is a monkey. The NKISI statue, one here. Where is it found? Oh, this is like in Germany, something like that. I can never read it. And this one here, we have this the largest. This is a Metropolitan Museum. A Metropolitan Museum in New York have a large collection of these items. And these items here, the size of the NKISI vary from a few inches tall to 4 to 5 feet tall. Yes, please.
Do you know if those are permanent at the Met Museum, or do they interchange them?
That I am not sure, but I would believe, I may say the largest one may be permanent, but I don't have the information. I'm not sure, but I know sometimes, museums, they take collections to different museums that don't have them for, a little while exhibition, and then they bring it back. So it usually travel. So this here picture found, just interesting, a picture that was taken. I didn't find the year, I'm sorry. I didn't find the year the picture was taken. I just found it interesting to show you how they had this NKISI here, and this guy, this tall NKISI, and the NKISI and the dog, and the woman and her son sitting over there. And of course, this was centuries ago, or a century ago, when they, maybe right after they invented the camera. And I found this picture also interesting. I could not find the source. I'm sorry again about it, but I thought it will be interesting to share this picture with you. You find this NKISI and this lady kneeling in front of the statue. So, okay, so that was the NKISI, presenting you the shape of the NKISI. As you can see, NKISI has nails and everything around it that you saw. But now let's go to the questions of what is the NKISI? What is actually NKISI? So NKISI is in the Congo language that I speak, Monokutuba or Lari, and NKISI means medicine. That's all it is. NKISI means medicine. And NKISI Nkondi, so there are, in Central Africa, there are many forms of NKISI, which means of medicines. You have that, but specific when I say NKISI Nkondi or power figure, because among those medicine, among the NKISI that existed in Central Africa, the NKISI Nkondi was had a reputation, was known as being the most powerful one. So, which means NKISI. See if I have to read it, we can take a second. From the words of Professor and anthropologist, sociologist Gerard Boakassa. This is a professor, well-known professor that's done a lot of research into religious and spiritual sculptures and just religion. And he would define NKISI is an object in which has been trapped or domesticated a spirit that will serve the person who has charged the object with the spirit, or to serve the person whom the object has been charged for. NKISI can be a private property or a community property. I meant property. Excuse my English. NKISI is a medicine. The spirit put in an object that becomes NKISI is specific as a name, as specific powers. And there is a healer, his name is Damasi Toru, define NKISI as a positive individual protective force. So look at NKISI as a medicine, and the shape of the NKISI carved in a wood representing a human. It just happened randomly, just in a culture they chose. We're going to have this powerful figure and have it in the form of a human being. But that's that just came from many ethnic groups, many different, as you see, the kingdom was big. But some places, some region, they chose to represent the NKISI as a dog and as a monkey. And back in the day, there was a lot of beliefs. People believe in things, in animals, and like some would be used like a totem. Like some families who have, oh, the totem for my family is like a snake, and in my family we never can hurt a snake, or some family we never can hurt a cat, for instance. So animals became sacred, as we have today in Indian cultures, like the cows or sometimes monkeys or elephant could be very sacred, and those families or those communities, they choose never either eat an elephant. Don't eat elephant, but just they choose an animal to represent them. And anytime they use, they want the spirit of the spirit is there. It's invisible. It's there. But there is a spiritual specialist who's called the Nganga. The Nganga is the person who has the knowledge, who has the power or the ability, the skill to communicate with the invisible forces. And the Nganga is the one who can detect which spirits we can put into the NKISI. And in NKISI here, the NKISI Nkondi is just a piece of wood that has been carved by a carver. So the Nganga and the carver, they work together. The Nganga will tell the carver, we want you to carve in this piece of wood NKISI. That you cannot tell the shape should be like this. As you saw the many shapes, some hold spears, some don't, some as a monkey, and the Nganga, who is the spiritual specialist, tells the carver to do that. And in the beginning, when they carve the statue, it's just a piece of wood. It has no power, it has nothing. It's just like a bottle. It's like just a piece of wood. And then the Nganga takes that piece of wood, takes it at this place, and he's going now through rituals, chants, or he is the only one that has secrets. He's going to charge the NKISI with power. So I'm going to go back to the NKISI that we have is free. So the Nganga, you see in the middle, in the center here, all the NKISIs, all of them, you're gonna notice all of them have a little box by the abdominal area. Okay? And many of them have, these guys also have like white, kind of white, bright, big white eyes. So the Nganga, what the Nganga does, the Nganga charges or activates, we say activate, the activation of the NKISI. The Nganga will activate the NKISI by putting medicine in here, in this box here you see. So, and the medicine is composed of, it could be herbs, as I will scroll down. I will scroll down just to, yes. So what they had in the box that you saw, the kudu. That box is called the kudu in Congo language. The kudu, the abdomen box contains bone, fragments, leaves, nuts, seed, oil, ashes, beads of metal, glass, soil from cemetery. We call pamba or white soil. Pamba is just in Congo language. Soil represents support from the spiritual realm. We have claws made inside the spirit to grasp something, piece of mirror or reflective surfaces, stones, snake jaws, bird claws. So all those things are put in there, but not all of them at the same time. So I told you NKISI was a medicine, okay? So when someone goes to the Nganga or the chief of the village to ask for a solution to the problem. Okay? So before I respond, I continue, I would say the NKISI served as both, I had two roles, positive roles and negative. So the positive role for the NKISI was to solve people's problems. So any problem you had, if you were sick, the NKISI could bring you health. If you had like anything that in a community, like the community is missing, like we're in California, we're looking for rain. We need to go to the NKISI so we can get rain. If you wanted to take revenge from somebody, you could see the Nganga. So pretty much anything. So the NKISI had positive and negative powers, and it would do whatever you ask him or it. It was not a him, it was not her, it was a spirit. So whatever you ask it through the medium or the Nganga, whatever you ask the NKISI to do, the NKISI will do it. So it was a medicine. And whoever goes to the Nganga, all these elements you see that was put into the box was always related to the problem. So the Nganga was not putting randomly things like that. It was like, it was depending on the problem. If you come, oh, I need, what the example a good one I can take. Let's just go with disease. Like I have cancer, can I find solution with cancer? We live in a world where cancer is very devastating and scary. It's a scary word to hear cancer. So we say we have cancer, what can you do for me? And the Nganga will examine the problem. Okay, it's cancer, okay, this is the thing. And the Nganga will think like these elements, maybe if I put a bone, this leaf together with a stone or some soil or some ashes together, this may serve heal, cure cancer, just because they had the knowledge, they had the spiritual knowledge. So they will be depending on the case, on the problem, they will know what kind of items to put together and put in there, and also what kind of spirit, what kind of chants, what kind of thing. And also they may have other secrets that were not, of course, public, and that I'm sure was not documented, but the Nganga knew what kind of specific item to put together and put there, and that will respond to the community problem. But the most important, after the nganga is done putting inserting the medicine into the box. Sometimes in the eyes, that just the shiny eyes inside the eyes. Sometimes the nganga puts stuff inside the eyes there too. But the most important to activate NKISI is the nails for the NKISI NKONDI. So you come with the problem, the nail is activating NKISI. So the nganga will take the nail, could be the nail, the peg, different object to insert. It will take the peg, the nail, and it's gonna say some ritualistic things, whatever, you know, in the nganga's only secrets as he communicates the spirit. You're gonna take the nail, and you're gonna say something, blah 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 blah. I will say in a language. Okay, kwiza wa ngeke muta spirit kiza ngeke spirit beto ki space beto ngolo e. Yidi ke problem sam na mwanya betchai. You take the nails, you put inside, and bam. So the nail will activate the NKISI. So the many numbers, as many nails as you see, the nails here represented, each nail represents a case. Each nail. And also it was not just, among the cases could be like a contract. Like if you and I, we have business together, we need to sign a contract, you can go see the nganga, we need to sign a contract, and the NKISI will be the witness. So you swear enough. You go to the NKISI, you swear enough, and you have the two parties. Sometimes in the nail, you take a little bit of your saliva, you put on the nail, or sometimes people take the hair, both of you. If you need a contract, you are dealing business together, you have to take a piece of your hair, you put together, and then the nganga will take that and say again, you swear enough, nobody can break the contract. If you break the contract, something bad is going to happen to you. And they put bam. And whoever's going to break the contract, the NKISI will come for you. So that was like that. And it was sometimes for revenge. So I said NKISI will be a cause could be good, healing people, bring a solution to the community. Also, NKISI can come for death. Sickness, bring you sickness or bring you literally death, depending on what NKISI was asked for. And the seriousness of the problem was determined also how deep the nail was inserted in the wood. So sometimes, you know, if the nail was deeply inserted, sometimes that was like, it was meant the NKISI would come for bad, either to kill, either to bring disease. So, and I will give you just one second and to read what is here as we're going back and forth. So, and then I will give you a chance to ask questions too. Almost there, ladies. And you can see the image of the NKISI is, you know, it could be scary, and it was most of the time labeled as devil, as this and that. But again, it's always here sometimes of what we don't know. Anything we don't know, we always have tendency of fearing or putting judgment because we don't know it. It belongs to a different culture, and if we don't know what it is, we get easily into judgment, become judgmental, and then, you know, of course, it's different. You know, I grew up as a Christian. Growing up as a Christian, I found it interesting going back to visit that, trying to understand. And so, yeah, but I won't say too much about it. I will leave you on your own. Just presenting, and this is, yeah. So you take a moment again, I said some of these. As you can see on the second line, Nkondi. Nkondi means hunter, and Konda is to hunt. So the NKISI Nkondi was the hunter. I'm assuming people really enjoy using NKISI Nkondi to attack people. Yeah, I thought we talked about this on here too. So I like the mirror covering the stomach or the figure can also mean, yeah. And coming back to the form you saw the dog had 2 heads. One head here, another one. So we just meant for that community, like the one head was facing the invisible world, and the other one was facing our world. So there was a constant communication between the visible world and this world. So, so that's, I guess, for the Nganga, their faith in the community, they thought it was the response would be maybe quicker or something like that. But definitely the 2 heads were looking at into 2 different worlds: our world and the invisible world. Yeah, again, what does NKISI treat? NKISI was used for injury, misfortune, conflict, fight, agreements, disease, lack, proof guilty, proof guilt or innocence, heal the sick, bring revenge, settle legal disputes. So there wasn't any problem. So what the workers in NKISI here, we have the use of net, pens, pipe, metal, sharply pointed objects, invocation, that was the chants from the Nganga, gestural combination, ritualistic, dance steps, depending on the community. And the Nganga was so spiritual, special. I forgot the word, managed to activate NKISI. Sorry, excuse my English. I was typing too fast. Okay, those are just my sources, because everything I say, of course, I researched, so into going through a lot of readings, a lot of sources throughout, museums, and I would recommend you guys to check out the one I highlighted here, the RandAfricanArts.com. If you can check that out. This guy is a private collector. He collects sculptures, just know the NKISI Nkondi, but many sculptures from around the world, and so yeah, check the websites, and the guy is a fantastic guy. He just, when he was young, he just fell in love with collecting stuff, and then later he just thought he's gonna collect sculptures, and then it's just like collects from all over the world. It's just a private collector. So yeah, check him out. Oops. Yeah, these are just different sources, and we can always go back. Now I'm gonna open these to questions. If you guys have questions, please, and now is the time. And I'm sorry if I went too fast, but questions will help us go back. Yes, please.
I have a question. Do you know if people kept them in a specific place? Did they keep them, the picture that you showed people having them outside. Do you know if they always kept them outside, if they kept them inside the house, or? Yeah,
it's a good issue, because I think for the big NKISI that served for the community, it was kept outside, like mostly will be sent on video by the chief, by either the chief of the village place or either at the Nganga's place, but that's the chief and Nganga will determine. But that was 4 or 5 feet tall, and NKISI was for the community, like everybody will go there as it was a Nganga for the community. But for NKISIs, like the one Gangas would do, I guess it will be kept by the Gangas because there are many Gangas, depending on the regions or the village. Sometimes some villages are bigger, some are smaller, and also the NKISI sometimes belong to a family. There are NKISIs that belong only for this family. We have our NKISI, and the other family we have our NKISI, or two families maybe they have the NKISI and this Nganga that's carved that so charge for the kids. So think about it just as a medicine. So it could be for the family, that will be maybe this tall kisi, and they keep it in their house. And the only Nganga, whenever they need anything, they call the Nganga, and the Nganga comes, and that's whatever. And also, when you think about it as a subscription, it's like a subscription. And sometimes, if this kisi was used for a specific problem, if they need another problem, maybe they will ask the Nganga to have another kisi because whatever item they put there was for a specific problem. Yes, please.
Oh, for you.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was wondering, is this more of a cultural thing or a religious thing? Like, because you mentioned some people practice Christianity, would they still partake in this?
It is cultural. It is a cultural because the religion is part of the culture. When you think about it, religion is part of the culture. It was a belief. They believe in that. It was like there was in a way the God was that. We go to the NKISI for I would say the God in Congo language Nzambi. Our Nzambi is the NKISI. So it was, yes, both religious, the belief, and cultural, just because it was for the particular Central African ethnic groups that as we saw in the beginning. Yeah. It was happening, and then yes, please.
Did you ever create your own NKISI?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed. I cannot. This was the remember. This practice ended in 19th century. So 19th century is like, when of course colonization started, and all of the kisi were taken away. So even if I lived in that time, I could not. It was just it was not seen as a piece of art. Like I mean, when people go in the museum to look at it. First time I saw the NKISI NKONDI was in 2006 when I went to Paris for my dance concert, and I was visiting the museum in Cape Only, and in Paris, and I was there. So like that's where actually I saw most of the cultural stuff over there, and I was, oh wow, what is this? But because they were taken away, we're living in a hard historical time where just the history of the humanity, colonization started, everything you have valuable, and got taken away. Also, I think in the 17th century, the NKISI or the sculpture was not really of interest to the Europeans. They came for, it was trade. It was more of diamonds and all the mineral resources, and then slavery also started. It was like more slavery, study. And in NKISI, I think the mask and statues started interesting becoming of interest to Europeans. I think when archaeologists. I'm sorry, I need help. Anthropologists and archaeologists became researching, looking at that, and they gave it like kind of a value in a way. I'm like, this could be interesting, and then that's where they became interested to the sculptures and masks, and then start taking everything. So, what was the question again?
Would you have your own?
Yeah. So yeah, I could not, and nobody will have the right, because there was no piece of art. We look at them in the museum, oh, it's beautiful and this and that, you go pay to look at that, but it was sacred. It was not something you're gonna go look at with your eyes and face. No, it was always, you pay respect to that. So, it was cultural, it was sacred. It was really sacred, yeah.
So just to follow up, does that mean that it had to be a religious figure who would create them?
Say it again, sorry.
Would it be a religious figure who would create them?
A religious figure?
Well, like a person who was a practitioner of religion, would they be the people who would have had the rights to create?
Yeah, it was usually they had a carver, someone who can work on with the wood. It's just a carver working wood, and the Nganga they go to the carver and ask him, we need this form, we need this, we need this. That was pretty much it. And then after the carver is done, the Nganga takes the thing and go to charge for the medicine before the nails. So the carver was just someone who knew how to, you know, it's just an artist. It's just an artist who knew how to do it, but there was nothing spiritual there. The carver would do other things like, you know, making canoes or making, I don't know what they made back in the day. Yes.
Maybe you created a dance around this figure.
Yes.
So he didn't make one. But talk about your piece, talk about your dance.
Yes, I make a dance piece, and I'm still making a dance piece right now that will be even presented in June 30th as part of our MFA dance concert in June 30th. If you remember, you can check it out. And I will be showing you something too. So I'm gonna be dance with my cousin Chris before we start. So when I became interested into this, and I was questioning myself as a dancer, how can I speak about this with dance? And this is spiritual, and I'm still asking questions how to approach this. And I created a dance piece, but what inspired my dance was mostly the ceremony. I thought about the ceremonial dances, like thinking about how did the Congo people dance. And I'm sure during the ceremonies of the NKISI, I'm sure when they use the chanting or the dancing or whatever, I'm sure there was some kind of dancing going, because we come from a culture where a lot of things start with music, chanting, and dance, because dance had a meaning for everything. Back in the day, there was a dance for hunting, there was a dance for fishing, a dance for harvest, a dance for a baby's born, we dance for the baby, or someone's getting married, we dance for weddings. So many social events had dance going with that. And I thought about it, like, I'm sure there is kind of a dance. So I started reflecting on that, and I went through, like, me being from both Congo tribe, ethnic group, and also my dad, my mom being from the Congo ethnic group, and my dad being from the Tsangi ethnic group. I started reflecting on those dances, and I created dance piece inspired by that, but I added my contemporary touch, my own interpretation, and I'm still working on the project that may maybe become my thesis. My thesis, right for my thesis. So yeah, that's where the dance is still going on. It's an ongoing project. Thank you for the question.
Is there any relation to the voodoo doll?
To voodoo?
The voodoo doll, the pins?
Yes, there is a relationship. Voodoo actually was inspired by, I read it, I don't have it specific here. I read it some on my readings. I think some of the voodoo was kind of, I think, inspired a little bit, because voodoo is not from the Congo. Voodoo is from more West Africa, like Benin, Togo, things like that. And of course, when some of the slaves that were taken on those coasts went to, like Brazil, I think a lot of Asia have a lot of practice for voodoo. But there was, the close relationship would be just in the use of nail, The voodoo, there's one of the thing, what to call it? One usage. I won't say a lot about it, so I don't tell you things I'm not really sure about, but I know when they have sometimes a representative of something that somebody they want to hurt or something, they use like a needle and put that. So for me, just the relation for using the needle and the nail was kind of interesting when I read the article, but I'm not really sure about it. But there's kind of similarity, but I won't say, for quite sure, just the practice is a little similar in a way. Yeah. Any other question? Yes, please.
So what's the antiquity of this practice?
The integrity?
Antiquity, how old? How many centuries back?
Well, this practice stopped in 19th century, late 19th century. So then you go from 19th century to, 500 years before Jesus. So yeah, so it was part of, yeah, it was like way back, and of course a lot of things were not documented. So so my next when next time I go home, I will be, you know, researching a little bit more just as to know what is that I'm missing. So yeah. Any other question? Yes, please.
So you said when you go home, you'll be researching more, so how or where will you be researching?
I would like to talk to elders. I would like to go in specific region in Congo, Brazzaville, and Congo, Kinshasa, and go to villages that I assume, just ask if they heard of NKISI practice, and ask them if anybody knows about it, and just hear about what people have to say about it.
Has anybody else done that?
Probably. I haven't met yet from the Congo. I have not. My research actually just started here. So when I go home, then yeah, I will try to find, you know, if anybody has really done. But a lot of my what I have found for now is like people who became interested, you know, will be Europeans or some other Africans who were interested in the culture. This guy for the museum, the brand, I think is a guy from South America. So yeah, sometimes just people who became interested in the culture, certain culture, and they just go, they research, they document, and they write books about it, and yeah. So yes, we got the question too. No. Okay, so you can order the question. I want to show something before we continue. I want to show you something, and we're gonna demonstrate. We're gonna play some music, and with my cousin Chris, we are going to, you know, do a little dancing. So the dancing is your waist, and as I was doing my dance research, I found this like how to have this NKISI was a little bit compelling to me in terms of just the form of it. Like you have in NKISI, you have this thing. I'm like, oh, this is kind of similar, and then I had this guy. Tu vas venir? Come with me, Chris. Tu as mis en marche? Yeah. Okay, you're gonna do with me. He's gonna do with me. This is Chris. He's my cousin.
Hi, Chris.
He was not going to come now. Okay, what are you doing? Let's go. So I just found it interesting, you know, we did some of the things we did was like wearing, of course, you know, topless, but it was kind of how we're gonna put ourselves, represent ourselves, how we become the NKISI in a way, you know, but it was nothing spiritual, just a representation in a way. So we had that, and the beard, oh, you asked a question, I promise you to tell you like, the beard, they ask this beard, sometimes in Ghana also put medicine, something around the beard, and put nails to hold it. So sometimes, you know, medicine will put here and inside the eyes. And then we had that, and I thought about this guy here, goes on the waist sometimes, and I thought, oh, maybe this was the beard. As I was thinking, researching my project, I was like, oh, maybe this is the beard. And I decided just like to put it, Chris and I, when we put it around here. For me, the meaning of this, because you could not look at NKISI like that, you know, you pay respect, something you just, you know, people pay respect. NKISI was a god in a way, because, you know, back in their belief. And for me, I'm like, oh, I don't have, none of us, I don't have permission to call on the spirit of NKISI. You need knowledge, you need skills, you need you need to be initiated to the practice of it. If you were not, it's dangerous where you start. Maybe you're gonna call on a spirit that's gonna come kill you. So we put on this, and this was my way of hiding myself. I respect you, NKISI, but at the same time, I am part of you because you need me too. So this was Chris and myself doing this. So we're gonna play some music and do some dance for you. This is from the Bakongo ethnic group. Yes, more Bakongo. Just a little bit of that. So you know, so it's not too serious.
Batata eba mama, batoko eba ndumba, bishile pool, yeuba mushiboko. Rinja di lusanswe, fuma. Batata eba mama, matoko eba ndumba bishile pool ye ubangu shiboko lumo lwingi ingala minduli goma tsetse mayama indama vinza banza ndunga kimba inye muta onde mankenda lombele zoleki wisa kule pool walu video yindu la ibele rejo ifui yini ndangu tukala inga sala matoko eba ndumba yindule bakunde mutamakenda lobaleke wisa kula pula kikesa
wako eba
tampi yamula kunde moma gamba sabatu leto mana kubike mariki yindule bakunde mutamakenda lobaleke wisa kula pula kikesa yindule bakunde mutamakenda lobaleke wisa kula pula kikese
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 tampi yamula kunde mama gamba sabatu leto mana kubike
yindule bakunde mutamakenda lobaleke wisa kula pula kikese
Matondo means thank you.
Thank you.
So, yes. So that was the Bakongo dance. And I used to dance just to look at that and like, the vocabulary of it. I'm assuming probably some of the dance maybe was used sometime to celebrate the NKISI on a specific occasion. As you know, NKISI served for many things. It could be for a celebratory. So I was just like, if we were to celebrate the birth of a baby or somebody, maybe that was it. So I'm using the celebratory dance in a way. That was my representation. So yes, I have so many things going on. If you have no more questions, you can ask your questions.
Now come to the show.
So, June 30th, MFA, Dance Department. Obviously, is there a wait for them because we have many shows going on the month of June for, I don't know if we wait, they can, I mean, there are students here, I'm assuming, they can check out online for...
Yes, it's online.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Like a sign-in sheet? Professor, do you have a sign-in sheet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's so much to say.
Yes. Were you like thinking about that? Like, was it just casually thought about it? But if we have time. But then you were last year. No, I said no. I remember.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you can again. I forgot.
I'll let you know when
He makes the magic.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm new after starting. I'm here, so.
I'm connected with Rosanna.
Yeah, she told me that.
Yes.
That would be nice, but that's really that. So June 30th.
Yes, June 30th.
Yeah.
I think I said. Okay. Oh, to go get that. Okay, good to know.
Oh, yeah.
Remember. Okay.